Hello and welcome to Norcal Drop Top Road Trips. Today I have Allie and Rebecca with me. All three of us went on a trip to Bodega Bay, up the coast on Highway 1. So say hi, Rebecca.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Alright, so this is a typical foggy San Francisco morning. We're about to cross the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a pretty cold day this morning.
It was extremely cold.
Very cold.
Cold and foggy. And we had the top down.
But it was very different.
Yeah.
Coming out of the tunnel. Like
Right.
the 24 tunnel. It
Right.
was
Yeah.
sunny, then it got really cloudy.
It was like pouches of fog, and then it was clear. It was kind of eerie, that fog. I like it.
So, you see the first tower coming through the fog right here. And we're continuing. Too bad it wasn't a clear day, because it'd be a great view going into Marin County from here.
I mean, it's a good view, but I kind of like the way the pillars come out of the fog.
Yeah, that
like
is cool.
all of a sudden, there's these giant pillars of steel or whatever.
Right, yeah, the towers.
Yeah.
Right. It's a cool look. It reminds me of the video that we did from Sausalito, where we were coming across a bridge in a very similar fog bank, except we were heading south towards San Francisco.
True. See, like that one, I think is a really
Right. That's a cool look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've crossed over, and we're in Marin County now. And this is Highway 101 and Highway 1 combined across the bridge, and then they split off a little further north. And we're going to take Highway 1 along the coast.
Pacific Coast Highway.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
That was a bump in the road.
We had a few of those on that trip.
Yeah.
So here's a map showing our route. As you can see, we're going up that blue, which is Highway 1, all the way along the coast. Then we're going to wrap around here and then end up right here in Bodega Bay. The fog is starting to lift a little bit. This is the Robin Williams Tunnel.
Is that why it's got the rainbow? Because his suspenders were like rainbow stripes?
I was thinking about that. I'm not sure if that rainbow was painted over the entrance of the tunnel before or after it was named the Robin Williams Tunnel, but that would make sense. It's a connection.
Oh, the fresh air right there.
Yeah, a lot of trees and parking garage.
Yeah, there were some interesting smells on this road trip, to say the least.
It was low tide, so you were smelling the bottom of the ocean or the bay.
Even worse.
Nice scenic view of the mountain range up front there.
I love that's a really cool view.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks like the rest of the earth just kind of falls away.
Well, it looks like we're up in the sky because
Yeah.
that fog bank makes it look like the clouds are below us.
Yeah.
But this is Muir Beach, and we're still in Marin County, and this is like a cliff.
A Mini Cooper incident.
Well, he cut the Mini Cooper out.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, you couldn't get a good shot
Of the tire.
Yeah,
you couldn't tell really. There was a Mini Cooper that parked, and the girl didn't know how to park, and one of the tires was up in the air, and the car almost flipped over. But you couldn't tell that from the video, so I didn't keep it. But
but it's like, hey, you know your tire's off the ground, right?
then she moved it.
And we're just cracking up, laughing in front of her.
So this is where we are right here. This is
Back to her.
Muir Beach.
That's so true.
And we're right here where I'm circling. This is the part of the road that we're on.
See, he's trying to give people useful information, and
Now there's Allie.
and we're not.
Allie just came into the left side of the frame there. And she's going to walk towards that cliff over there.
I'm gonna jump. You didn't realize how wide I looked right in the corner of that frame. That's the problem with this wide angle frame. If you step into the wrong portion of that frame. Not good. Where are we?
That's Allie walking towards the cliff right there. Now it's just Allie and then something. Now that's you. There's Rebecca right there. She just walked into the frame. Now Rebecca's walking over towards Allie, over by the cliff.
We took really nice pictures there. Yes.
Well, that's not the funny part. Right here, it looks like they're both looking for a signal. But this is where our societies come to. They are each individually taking selfies of themselves standing like 2 feet away from each other. I thought that was hilarious.
Actually, I'm taking pictures of the scenery.
And selfies of yourself. You're both. I thought they're not
We're
going to.
both guilty.
Yes.
Both is true.
Like, here, hold my camera and take a picture of me.
How do you like how you put this on blast like that?
I know.
That's hilarious. Look, you're holding your arm. You're using your arms as selfie sticks.
Yeah.
You're both standing there going like
Your
this.
arms very extended.
Yes, exactly. Now there I am.
Yeah.
And I'm creeping up on you guys right now.
Creeper.
There I am fixing myself.
It looks pretty cool in the background there where the fog is down below.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Hey. And there is looks like a set of stairs down there. That's actually a trail that leads to like a platform down there, down lower, closer to the water.
We caught a hawk on video.
That hawk followed us,
Yeah.
like wherever we went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I almost hit him.
Well, I think that's why he followed us. It was like he was not happy that you almost ran him over.
They have good memories.
So now we're actually further north in Marin County, and driving through some scenic woods.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's very cool. Rebecca was in the back seat, bundled up like a mummy.
Yes. It was very cold. 50 degrees.
We were not the only people with their tops down, though. We saw other convertibles with their tops down, so it wasn't just us.
We did.
I had the
have
wrong
heat
outfit on.
Did you get any of the heat?
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, by the time I
They
got
were
back,
comfortable.
yeah, by the time I
I
got back
wasn't.
there, it was all dissipated.
It was just on the feet. So my ankles were warm. So that was good.
Yeah.
But
I definitely
my cheeks
was.
were cold.
bad you don't have heated seats.
Got a little chilly.
It's alright. Cold is good for the skin.
Yes. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, but we're still traveling along the coast. This is Highway 1. It's a two-lane highway. We're actually just north of the redwood forest, Muir Woods. Santa Cruz. Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't go through Muir Woods. It goes through the redwood trees down in Santa Cruz.
Right, exactly. That's
Right.
that's what I said.
Okay.
Because you said the redwood trees. Yeah, we're
Right.
gonna do that train.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Drops the mic.
But it did clear up once we got away from San Francisco. Slowpoke in front of me. And now we're seeing some water.
He flashed his headlights all the way there. I'm just kidding.
I did not.
There were a couple slowpokes in front of us.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Newbies.
Now we have some water. Nice.
Right, yeah.
We're out of the woods.
Mhm. You notice how some of the trees lean? The prevailing winds are coming off the water, and as the trees grow, it causes them to grow at an angle.
How far are we from the town at this point?
We're probably, I think, maybe like 10, 20 miles from Bodega Bay, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes away at this point. But we're approaching it at this point. It's like that house right there, that
Okay.
on the right side. I wouldn't want to live on this road, but they have a hell of a view from there.
I know, it's like, well, it's,
And it's secluded,
yeah.
except for all the traffic.
Flooded streets.
No shit.
That is, I guess that is a risk.
But if you can afford to live in a house with a view like that, you can afford the flood insurance for sure. You know, ain't cheap.
So that's homeowners. You have to donate to the highway every year.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me.
I think we're approaching Bodega Bay here.
Did you get that?
And the slowpoke.
Did you
Yeah.
get that house that burned?
It's, yeah, you'll see it on the left. I don't know if we passed it yet or not. Yeah, once you see that burned out house, then we're just about there.
That's what they call a fixer for like $1 million.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, there's some
that house is for sale there on the left. Remember?
Yeah.
I wonder how much they want.
Crazy real estate options out there in California right
Yeah.
now. Like these really just shitholes for like $1 million, $500,000. It's ridiculous.
There's the burnt out house right there on the left.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah, that thing burnt to the ground, just about. So, we are entering Bodega Bay. Oh no! Look out!
I love the scene where she's like almost catatonic.
They, I understand that the birds in this area are real jerks.
Dun-dun-dun.
Especially the seagulls. Don't trust the seagulls. They're the instigators of the entire thing. And we are pulling into the visitor center, and they failed to put a sign here. Let me know there's a huge dip in.
That hurt.
That's right.
You.
That is where I bottomed out.
That was bad.
Luckily, there was no damage.
There was people
So,
outside. We were
right
hurt.
here, as you can see, this is where we just pulled in. This is where the visitor center is. And here is the restaurant, the Tides, where the main character went to get a boat, and then she went over here across the bay to the house where I can't remember the character's name.
No, I know. I'm bad with the character's name.
Anyways, this is where the guy lived that she went to see, and
I'm just saying, that's a hell of a drive
Yeah.
for a guy that you haven't even kissed at that point. I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't care how good looking he is.
she was on a mission.
She was. I'll
She
tell
liked
ya.
what she saw. She went
did.
after it.
I mean, because that's a hell of a drive for this fool to go on.
Well, she drove from San Francisco up Highway 1 like we just did. From the Golden Gate Bridge, it's about an hour drive. So that's like somebody commuting to work. So it's and in the movie he drove there on the weekends to
How far?
stay with his mother. It's about an hour from San Francisco to Bodega Bay. Now it took us longer because we came from Walnut Creek, so it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But if you're starting from San Francisco like she did, about an hour, roughly.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're actually just north of Bodega Bay here, and just took a little drive. See the rocky cliffs there.
But what a contrast from the fog on the Golden Gate Bridge
Right.
to this.
Right.
Well, it's
Well,
like
what-
Walnut Creek to when we came out of the tunnel. It was a
True.
different climate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice view on the right and left side there.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, those houses are probably a mint.
Oh yeah.
Look at that view they have.
I'd love to get it out of the rental for a couple of days.
I wouldn't be surprised if some
Especially
of
in
these
the
were.
summer.
I'm pretty sure they could.
They might
They
be.
have boat parties.
I didn't think of that. These may not all be residences. These may all be rentals.
I mean, it'd be a great rental, especially in the summertime. Rent that place out for the summer.
R&R. You get clam chowder,
Right there.
crab sandwiches.
Hmm.
You like
What did you call
seafood?
me?
Seafood lovers dream.
Yep. Barbecued oysters were popular. It's like every restaurant in this area was selling barbecued oysters, which I've never had barbecued oysters before.
I can't eat oysters. I just can't do it.
They're pretty
Well, the woman at the visitor center mentioned that when the tide goes out the way it was today, or that day that we went, that's when everybody comes in to harvest the oysters and the clams when the water's receded.
That would be a logical time frame to go for sure. Clam diggers.
So that's a view out over the Pacific.
Pretty.
Yeah, so we've actually gone around the north end of Bodega Bay, and we're driving around to that strip of land that's on the other side of the bay. And we've gone to the southernmost part of that strip of land on the west side of Bodega Bay. So we're on the side of the bay where the guy's house was. And that house is not there. That house wasn't a real house. They told us it was just like a prop. So there's nothing to see there.
Oh yeah, date night.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about that loud ass music.
There was a guy sitting in the hood with
So
his girlfriend or somebody he was
Trying to
dating.
mac on.
Yes.
So this is where we are right now. And as you can see, this is the Bodega Bay trailhead. And so right over here at the end of that skinny road is where we parked, and now we've walked over here to the end over here where you see these the shoreline.
Looks like a profile of a Simpsons character. That was us.
There's that UFO. It's an
Yeah.
extra, look,
That popped
It's following.
up on
There
my
he is again.
pictures too. Yeah, that's us. Yeah. We weren't taking a selfie. I don't
No.
think so. Not again. No.
Nope, that's
kinda-
not us.
Oh yeah,
kinda
yeah,
think
it
you
is.
were,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
different view. It's a different
taking
view.
more selfies. Yeah, I see.
It's a different view.
Yeah. But
Better
I mean,
angle.
but look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Of course you're gonna
Can't
take
miss
that
it.
selfie.
right.
We got
No,
some
I don't
really
blame
good
you.
pictures.
I don't blame you.
We were in a great mood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
There's that UFO again.
It was on my head. No, no.
Or it could be a spirit. Or some scientist might write it off as ball lightning. That's always the
Yeah.
that's always the default. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ball lightning. Yeah, that surf really looks nice, especially crashing into the rocks. There he is again. He's following me. He's monitoring my movements. Do you see that?
Probably reporting back to that damn hawk that kept following us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I googled green orb and it says it's a spirit.
A spirit. Okay. Now watch. This guy, he tells the spirit, "Get up there," and it goes away. Don't see it again after this.
That's true.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you don't see it again.
I think it comes up later once the guy leaves. Then he's like, "Okay, I'll come back." So here, I had to keep these two from falling off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, I wasn't too confident that that they were
See,
going to come
yeah.
after me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool
Tony
natural
made a
arch
really
right there.
funny comment.
We caught it. It got caught on the video.
yeah, so I wonder how.
Can you send it to my personal email, please?
I wonder how far that cave goes.
could just knock.
That's a good question.
Oh well, I'll find another one.
It'd be awesome to actually be able to look down.
Assuming
Take a picture from there.
the water doesn't come up.
Can you easily get down there? It looks like you'd have to climb down there. I don't
No,
think.
you can't, but imagine
Yeah.
the pictures you could take from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't about to climb down there that day.
That's hilarious. Allie was kind of feeling it.
No.
I contemplated it at that moment.
Yep.
Right there.
You have that look like you're about to climb down there.
Climb.
Had the
Jump,
shoes for
bitches.
it. I'm a professional diver. Fun fact.
Yeah. These two are looking back, going, who's doing all the cackling back there? We're supposed to have a quiet moment here, and you two are laughing.
Well, you know,
Live it up.
not our fault that you and your husband are not having a good time together.
With such a beautiful sight.
That's right.
Drop it like it's hot.
It's a horrible angle there. I appreciate that from my loving husband. Horrible angle, but I appreciate it.
They show you could pop it still.
There you go.
I did not see a horrible angle. I saw
Yes, true love right there.
I saw my wife. Yes. Correct. Remember that. As we
Happy wife,
go off
happy
into
life.
the sunset.
Oh, look at the
There it is. There's that UFO again, right there. He showed up
No,
again.
it's a spirit.
Because that guy's gone.
It's a spirit.
All right. So this is the original Tides restaurant. This restaurant is where the main characters went in the movie and during one of the bird attacks. Now this is the current Tides restaurant in the same location, but the original one burned down, and they rebuilt it and still named it the Tides though.
Rebecca's got has a quick word for that.
And right here's the dock scene where she rents the boat to go across the bay to that guy's house, and
But now did it
doesn't look like
smell
it's there
the way
anymore.
it did when we were there?
Okay. No, seriously. It had such a funk that we told Tony, you go get the filming and
Yeah.
we'll stay in the car because I might barf.
Yeah. So
It was bad.
the movie was actually filmed in Bodega Bay as well as Bodega, the town itself. So as you can see right here, a few miles east of Bodega Bay is Bodega. And then if you look right here, this is the church that was in the movie, St. Teresa. And then right below it is the schoolhouse. So those scenes were, this is the schoolhouse right here. And these are the kids running as the birds are attacking. So part of it was Bodega Bay, part of it was Bodega. This is what the schoolhouse looks like today.
Norcal drop top.
Private property.
But people live there.
And we're sitting there taking pictures.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, you know when you buy a place like that,
Yeah.
that people are gonna
Well, they have
your
the
business.
they have the fence around it now, so that keeps people off their front yard. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a residence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
we-
was cars behind
It's
it.
it's private property, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure what it's being used for.
Yeah.
And then here's the church coming up.
It was cold.
Yeah, it got pretty cold at this point.
We were kind of done at that point too, because we had put the top up. I mean, it
Yeah.
was cold.
Cold.
And at this point, for the rest of this, I'm like on a mission. I'm like, okay, run. Okay, let's take a picture here. Let's take a picture. Let's keep going. Because it was freaking cold.
Look at her going.
I'm like,
She's
I'm
way
walking.
ahead of
I'm like
everybody.
speed walking. I'm like, it's cold, people.
I'm like, why am I here? Hurry up.
I was done. I was kind of like, okay, it's fucking cold. This is a really cool church. And I think it's some really cool close-up pictures of stained glass, but I'm like...
I joked with them while we were there. Watch us get arrested because we're on private property.
Especially the church.
Well, the
Trespassing.
church didn't have any signs on it saying it was private property, and it had an open driveway to drive up to it. So I'm
True.
assuming, you know,
didn't
and
even
it's
try
and it's a
opening
a
it.
church.
We didn't even try opening
No.
the door.
Yeah. So
Should have.
Yeah. I just came to pray.
Start snapping pictures everywhere.
yeah, when they start telling you, hey, you can't come over here. This is a church, private property. That's a problem.
It's like the church has closed its doors on you.
Hey, you're not allowed on the church property. That's a bad
You're
sign.
banned.
Right.
You made a big boo boo.
Yeah. That's what it looked like before. Had another building behind it, which is no longer there, and that fence. Thankfully, they repaired that fence. Look at that thing. That thing is rickety. It's all on. Who put that fence up? Look at the thing. They didn't
Yeah,
even.
it was pretty bad.
They didn't even attempt to get the pieces of wood at the same level.
That's attractive.
Bus?
I took some great pictures. Great angles.
Yeah.
There was a Honda Accord over the hill, and then they were just staring at us.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Well, they were looking at the church, but I think they couldn't decide whether or not they could drive up there or go up there and look at it. So, or they just wanted to look at it and keep going. They didn't want to get a close-up look at it, but they were just sitting there watching.
I did.
Not
You
yet.
know, I didn't even notice them. How funny.
Mm-hmm.
You saw them, Tony?
Oh, yeah, I saw them sitting there at the bottom of the driveway.
Okay.
I guess they just wanted to get a quick look and then keep going.
They
Or
were there for a while.
or they wanted to see who these strangers were messing around their church.
That's my
Like the
church,
locals,
buddy.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't take kindly to strangers around our church over here.
We meant no harm.
You mean no harm. You mean no harm to your plan.
That was a really cool view from
Yeah.
up the hill.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When we were facing you and you were taking a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see off into the distance.
Looked like campers.
Right. So that's the end of the trip, and we're actually heading out of Bodega Bay here, heading back south towards San Francisco. It's
Happy to be in a car with the hood up.
yeah, we got the top up at this point because it's the sun's starting to
Really
go
cold.
down, it's starting to get cold and colder, I should say.
Colder.
And
Tony got tired of us complaining.
UFO.
really, domestic.
See?
Oh, the one,
See? It disappeared.
the one leaving the chemtrail, contrail.
There it is again. UFO.
He's hiding in the clouds. You see him right there?
See that?
Hiding in plain sight. Right.
That's the secret.
We need to get out of here before it gets dark because that's when the birds attack. The initial attack happens at night. So we need to get out of here. All right. So thanks for visiting the channel. Thanks for taking this ride with us, and subscribe, like, and share. And let us know what you think. Thank you.